so gracefully.
Okay, well, we're recording,
whoops.
so...
We were just busy taking
We're just
selfies.
taking gross selfies.
You'll see.
Yeah, we'll share them with everyone.
Hello.
Hi!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
You guys, we're in person. We usually record from FaceTime, but now we're in real FaceTime, IRL. It's weird, but awesome.
Clap
it's
emoji, or I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Hooray.
We're in LA.
We're in LA.
On Mount Olympus.
You guys, we're on top of Mount Olympus right now. So I'm here for some family time for a cousin's wedding, DJ's cousin's wedding. Like, they already got married, but they're having like they got married in London, so they're having like their California wedding, like celebration. And we rented a house, and it's at the top of, it's like in the Hollywood Hills, and it's literally the entrance of these, like, this community up here is called Mount Olympus, and there's a huge sign, and it's tacky as fuck.
You're like, you're gonna die when you turn onto Mount Olympus. I was like, okay, and then I saw it and I was like, ugh.
Oh god. And the house we're staying in is
tacky AF.
Tacky AF. There's horrible artwork everywhere.
So many titties.
We found this awful piece of quote unquote art in the backyard. We'll post it on the social medias.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
There's pubes.
It's like erotic, but like in a weird, not good way.
I wonder if there's a warning like that it's not a friendly abode.
It is family friendly because there's like a lot of bedrooms and it's huge, but like in the worst way possible.
But like
McMansion style.
Yeah. There's just so
the landscaping's nice though.
Yeah.
And we're looking out over Los Angeles right now.
Yeah.
So pretty.
It's so nice.
We're outside.
Yeah, I'm not like in the like dungeon of my studio.
We're not in Hades. We're on top
but that
of the
is
world.
down the street.
Yeah. Hades way.
So good.
Well.
Oh, welcome to Dude That's Fucked Up.
Welcome to our show.
Yeah.
Where we're talking about weird shit all the time.
I want to tell you about the fucked up thing I saw.
Tell me.
Okay. So a new like theme park that's Ferrari themed opened up in Spain.
Oh,
and there was a video. It's like there's a roller coaster that goes like 0 to 111 miles per hour in like 8 seconds or something.
Shit.
And there's like 2 guys riding it. And they're just hauling ass, and all of a sudden the guy grabs his throat and there's a fucking pigeon. Oh.
Wait. What?
And it's like he's all like you can see he's like what like he's like really shocked at first, and he's like and he's like he like looks down and he like throws it, and he's just like covered in blood. I don't think the pigeon survived.
No.
But and then he's just like whatever, and then he's like woo on the roller coaster. But yeah, that was really gross. And then I found that last night on the internet, and then like on Facebook.
Oh, like wait. So he's going 111 miles an hour, and a pigeon just smashes into his throat.
Yeah, like a pigeon.
His neck.
Yeah, his neck.
And it explodes.
Yeah.
And then he just like was like whoops and like throws it.
Yeah.
Its carcass.
That's exactly what happens. It's so good.
Oh, God.
But
That's
yeah,
terrible.
but then that made Pete remember that Fabio had that happen to his face. So we were looking at pictures of that last night, and now I'm like kind of scared to ride a roller coaster.
Oh my God.
I never think about that. I think I've eaten like a bug before.
I'm afraid of like accidentally like something in my pocket falling out or something.
And hitting someone else.
Or like losing it forever, and like the people who run the ride are like, oh, nothing, we didn't find anything.
And they have all your money.
Yeah, or your phone or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's like the literal worst thing that can happen besides like getting decapitated on a ride.
Yeah, it's
he's
like
lucky he didn't get his like trachea crushed.
That's
or
what I said.
something.
That could have killed him because he's going so fast.
Yeah, fuck.
It could have like.
Well, maybe he was only going like 60 or
like
something.
it was just ramping up. It's true. It's
like
kind
if
of
he was
like
going 111 and anything hits you, you're gonna get
like
fucked up. Oh
yeah.
my God,
well, no,
damn.
because like don't baseball players get hit with like a 100-mile-an-hour ball? You can survive it.
Yeah, but like
It hurts.
it hurts.
It's messed up. Yeah.
You like break your like orbital bone or something. Or
I'm excited for you to watch this after.
oh my god, I can't wait.
Okay.
My fucked up thing, I guess, is just the Pepsi ad. Good God. Like, their whole entire marketing team has to be fired. Like, their whole entire.
Yeah.
Like, who thought of that?
I know. Well, so this was like a hot topic at work this week because we were like, who the fuck let that happen? Like,
There's chains of command that it goes. First of all, it's the ideas concocted. And there's a car going by, sorry. Then there's multiple ideas presented.
Yeah.
And that was the one that was like, yes, this is the one. And then they Kendall Jenner's in it.
Well, that's like a win.
It made it like that much worse. Like,
but you can tell like watching it, it's basically just like a Pepsi circle jerk. Like they were like, okay, well we have Kendall Jenner. We're gonna talk about protesting. Like we checked all the boxes. It's gonna be the most powerful advertisement of all time. And then you're just
let's
like,
definitely
oh,
get some entitled white women eating brunch and watching the protest go by.
Yeah.
And like looking like at it like, oh, great job, people. Like.
It was really bad.
It was so bad. It was like the most tone deaf thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
But that's what happens because they use an internal creative agency. So like you're not like scrutinizing it as deeply, I don't think, because you're like, oh yeah, that sounds good, whatever, it's approved, just like make it happen.
But like they have to approve it, and like there has to be there's like lots of bucks to stop at.
Yeah, but
for
it's probably
stuff like
a bunch
that
of
to
old
happen.
white dudes.
Yeah, definitely. They're probably just like watching it and being like, oh, this is so great.
Young people are gonna love this.
Young people are gonna like all the people in the world are just gonna buy all the Pepsi now.
Yeah,
I love all the memes that have come out about it. Like, like there's one of Kris Jenner holding a gun and like about like where it's like Kendall get a case of Pepsi. We're going to Syria.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fucking gnarly.
I saw that. It's so good. Oh, Kris Jenner.
Oh, fucking stage mom.
Yeah, momager. That's why you need people on the outside. What's it called when like what's it called? Nepotism.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you need people that aren't your mom or like daughter or whatever, like helping you make decisions. Because
Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
It's anyway.
Yeah, that was very fucked up.
That was I mean. There was not a lot of other. I mean, there's all kinds of fucked up stuff in the world, but that one just like is so silly.
Yeah.
That I had to talk about it.
Yeah.
So what's our topic for today?
Well, I'm gonna say quickly. Follow us on social meds.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
At
DTFU podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, social meds. Rate us and review us.
Rate, review, subscribe. Tell your friends.
It's great because every week I feel like we're getting consistent listeners, but I'd like to see it grow.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Like, I could care less if, like, I would just do this for fun.
Yeah.
But it makes it even better if there's people that actually listen to it. It's kind of common sense, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a lot of work between research and getting it ready to post. So it's good that people listen.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we could just start talking on the phone once a week.
That's true. But that's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fun to do this. I love researching weird stuff.
I
like just do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I already like researched another topic.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
On accident, kind of.
All I can think of when I'm doing the research, I can never remember exactly what we've pinpointed. So like,
I know.
I just hope that what I looked at is like relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to be talking about like female beauty standards and ideals and like ancient
Aging.
ones and what?
And anti-aging.
Oh, and anti-aging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I focused on that somewhat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of I didn't want to do, I mean, I was, like, reading and stuff, but I was procrastinating a little bit, so then I found a documentary, and I just watched that.
No,
I was like...
That's that.
And I took notes.
That's how you learn the most, I think.
And I found some really cool stuff that I'm, like, excited about, so...
Great. Well, where do we want to start here? Should we do, like, anti-aging treatments through time?
Yeah.
Or, like, whatever beauty standards through time?
Yeah, beauty standards through time.
Okay, well, I have...
Like, go back in time?
Yeah.
To the ancient time?
Yeah. Yeah, so women have been obviously on this shit for a long time because it's not just about, like, wanting to be beautiful or whatever. It's, like, taking care of yourself, too.
Yeah.
Like, it feels good to feel pretty. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for any societal reason or for men. It could be for yourself. So, like, starting with, like, Cleopatra, queen.
Yeah.
She was bathing in milk, donkey milk.
Oh.
She kept a stable...
Is milk a code word or...
No, it's real.
Oh, okay.
Milk...
I didn't know if it was, like, semen.
No. It's... No, not donkey
Milk.
semen. She actually kept a stable of 700 donkeys that would be milked and, like, for her baths. And so it was actually, she was on to something. The alpha hydroxy acids in milk are strong exfoliants and skin softeners.
Oh.
So it's like, I don't know, I think you've heard, like, of people taking milk baths before.
Yeah.
But she's the one. She did that.
At, like, fancy lady spas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that actually is a thing. And she also, like, ancient Egyptians were, like, into cosmetics. Like, we find, like, in tombs and stuff, like makeup, like, actually, like, kohl eyeliner and, like, pots of, like, creams and stuff, or what we think were creams.
Yeah.
Like, residue left over, even after, like, millennia. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Greek.
And, like, I feel like makeup back then was more of, it wasn't like how we use it today where it's, like, covering up your flaws. It was, like, more of, like, a statement.
Yeah, it was, like, and it was, like, and I think, too, people use makeup as statements.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, true. But I feel like we're pushed so much, like, concealer, you don't want to have bags, and, like...
Yeah, I'm wearing a full face of makeup right now.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It looks nice. I couldn't even tell.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just
your skin's glowing.
Yeah. No, I don't wear a lot of makeup though, but I put it on. I just love the, like, process. Like, the ritual of doing your makeup is, like, fun. I don't know.
I like makeup, yeah.
I always have ever since I was a kid. I really wanted to always wear makeup, and my mom's like, no. I'm like, well, please. She's like, you can't shave your legs, you can't wear makeup. And I was like gross, like, hobbit kid. I was like,
I'm a gremlin.
Yeah, I was like, and then I also, like, went to middle school, like, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. So, like, 8th grade girls were, like, there's, like, a very precipitous, like, growth spurt, like, that happens from, like the 7th grade girls to the 8th grade girls. Like, I would go change with, like, pregnant girls. Like,
I was just gonna say, there was a girl in 8th. I was in 7th grade. She was in 8th grade in home ec, and she had a baby. Yeah. And I was like, holy fuck. I hadn't even gotten my period yet.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, and you're like, I want to, like, shave my legs and, like, wear makeup because you're around, like, you're prepubescent, and then all of a sudden there's people that have already transitioned. Yeah. It's a very awkward time.
Yeah, there's girls with mustaches and stuff.
So I, like, shaved my legs on this and, like, on the sly. And because I was just like, my mom's not going to let me do this. Like, I was so scared, and I didn't want to talk to her about it.
Oh, so who showed you how?
Myself.
Oh, wow. You're self-taught?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, self-taught shaving. I, like, cut the shit out of my legs with, like, a dull-ass razor. And then I was like, this is terrible. And it still is.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Let's see. Greeks were all up in the anti-aging cosmetics. A Greek physician, Galen, developed the first cold cream. It's like a combination of water, olive oil, beeswax.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's nice. Mm-hmm. Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon. No, that's not how you say it. It's Ponce de Leon, because that's not French, it's Spanish. he set off to find the Fountain of Youth, but he...
Is it Ponce de Leon?
It's Ponce. Ponce de Leon.
I don't know.
He was looking for the Fountain of Youth, but he found Florida instead. I mean, same thing, right? No.
Florida's where people go to die.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what age you are because, like, murder is so prevalent there, and there's old people.
And meth. Yeah. So that's anti-aging. Elizabethan women put thin slices of raw meat on their faces.
Ew.
So fucking gross. I don't know why. They were doing some weird shit. Women of the French court used aged wine on their faces, and that actually is pretty smart because there's like some like properties in wine, like polyphenols and retinol, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. That like
tannins. It's like a mud bath.
Like Caudalie, the French.
Sorry,
it's all right.
My nose is running. I'm trying to help myself.
You're fine.
Okay.
And then more recently, like 1889, some woman developed these She developed these things called frownies because she saw unsightly frown lines on her daughter, Alice. And it's like adhesive patches that like pull your skin. Oh. So that like, I don't know, it's like tape, I guess.
Yeah. And
so that made me think of, are you watching Feud?
No.
Oh man, it's good.
I know. I've heard it's good.
Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon are so fucking good. Susan Sarandon's a fucking idiot, but like... She's a great actress.
Yeah.
And there's a scene I was telling you about where they actually had to reshoot this in real life because Jessica Lange, a.k.a. Joan Crawford, kept going in her makeup trailer and pulling her neck skin back, and she'd come out looking younger and younger. Like, every time she'd have, like, her makeup guy, like, pulling back her, like, neck skin and shit. And, like,
oh, my God.
Like, taping it or something.
Yeah.
And so the director had to like have them reshoot because it looked so obvious that she was like supposed to be dying, and she like kept looking better. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, they put tape, and then it's like attached to strings, and they tie it like in your hairline.
Yeah. Ugh, it's so
weird.
Creepy. Yeah. So those are some of the things that I found for like just real quick little fun anti-aging beauty treatments through time that I found. What'd you find?
Well, mine wasn't like anti-aging necessarily.
Yeah, I mean that's just.
Is that okay?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
I was just covering the anti-aging because that's like all that's the beauty standards is like tied into women not aging. So
well, I guess these aren't necessarily anti-aging, but they're to make the women look more like young and virile, kind of. I guess.
Yeah.
So, a lot of it, well, I did find something that was relevant to our birth control episode because in ancient Greek and Roman times, women would bathe in freshly harvested crocodile dung.
Oh, what the fuck, man?
And they would make little facial masks with it, too. And they were just like...
Shit on my face. What the fuck? I guess we do weird stuff still. I mean, we put dirt and mud on our face.
But there's no doo-doo in it. Like, you're not...
You don't know.
Well, I guess you don't. True. It's like how people get sick from those mud runs because there's, like, shit in the mud.
Like, mud has fucking feces in it. Like,
that's true.
Animals shit, and then it, like, runs down. Like, runoff happens. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I thought that was weird. And then they, in the Age of Enlightenment, they made because like being super pale was really important because it showed, and this is like cultures across the world, it showed that you weren't out working outside and that you were like probably just like sitting up in a room doing nothing for hours at a time. So women, well, like 6th century aristocratic women would drain their blood to be paler, but then they started like dying
passing
off.
out and shit.
Yeah, they like it wasn't great for like long-term health.
Oh my God.
And then in the Age of Enlightenment, they would use white lead to like as a powder, like a white lead powder, and like put it on their skin. And I'm sure
they got lead poisoning.
Yeah, they like went ape shit.
God.
And then the other one was in the Renaissance, I thought this was weird. So they wanted to be really pale, and they had like very cleavagey outfits, and so they'd like be as pale as they could, and they'd draw little blue veins on their like chest.
Yeah.
Ew. And they'd pull out all their eyelashes.
Yeah, and they'd even pluck their hairlines.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why though. Like that was just like a trend in like the Middle Ages.
They wanted
I guess.
big foreheads. Big foreheads were a thing.
Yeah, big foreheads were like a hot thing. Like
yeah.
It's like your head cleavage. I don't know. Instead of a forehead, they had like 10 heads.
Yeah.
And it was like a sign of beauty. So they'd like fucking pluck their hairlines till they looked like they had like a receding hairline. That'd be so insane for me. Like my eyebrows connect to I still have baby hair. Like it all connects to my hairline. It'd take like 5 days to like pluck. I don't even get my eyebrows done because I'm too scared that they're gonna fucking get in my hairline.
Oh, well, they probably
look at that.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what they would do.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I got mine threaded yesterday.
It looks great.
Oh,
Your
thanks.
eyebrows are on point.
Oh, really? Oh.
Beautiful.
But then they get all bumpy, so I have to like I put on toner like 30 times after I do it.
Some like witch hazel or something.
Yeah, it was. Oh,
yeah.
That's what she used.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and speaking of tweezing, because I've always been told not to say pluck because you pluck a chicken. I don't know. I had a makeup teacher that told me that.
Okay.
But whatever. I don't think they had tweezers back then. So when like the first when people first like colonized America, it was like the hot thing in the Native American cultures to pluck their pubes as fast as they grew in. So like all the time, just like, oh no, there's one, and
starting from when you're like a little kid and
you
start
get
going through puberty.
Yeah, like they never wanted to have pubes.
Damn, I wish I would have thought of that when I was a teenager. But I think remember when you started getting pubes, you're like, fucking finally. You know?
I don't know. I was kind of like, ew.
Yeah, I was, but I mean, at the same time, you're like, oh, I'm finally like
a lady,
not a child anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
I feel like I've always had pubes.
You haven't.
What if I have? What if, like, you know how kids are born with a full head of hair? I was just born with a full crotch of pubes. They wrote about me in medical journals.
They're like, oh no.
Oh no.
Ma'am,
The good news is she's got hair.
She's perfectly healthy with a lot of pubes. Oh my God. I can't. I don't want to imagine
She's got a full curly head of... Oh, wait. Nope.
That's her. Oh, my God.
Anywho.
Holy fucking shit.
Those were just some of the fun ones I found.
That's interesting.
I think there are one... Oh, this one's weird. This kind of has... I just thought this was a weird, like, beauty ritual. I don't know. You read this article, too, I think. But
which one?
The one where it was some, like, listicle type thing.
Uh-huh.
But one of the things was in the 1930s, they had a dimple machine because dimples were hot.
Oh, God.
And it was just, like, a little head brace that, like, dug into your cheeks to make dimples. And it's like,
that's not how that works.
That's not necessary.
Also, dimples are, like, facial deformities.
Oh.
Like,
yeah.
I have one.
Me too.
Only when I smile like this.
You only guys, when you smile like a cartoon?
Like a fucking, I look like like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, you do.
And it pops out my one facial deformity dimple.
Oh.
Yeah. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah. What else did you look at?
So, I looked at a few different, like, studies about, just like women and aging. I thought like the reason why we do all this shit, like keep our skin clear and our bodies somewhat hairless and, you know, whatever, is because it simulates youth. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of studies about women and aging and how there's a huge double standard between men and women.
Yeah.
Obviously, men... I found a really funny quote from, oh shit, where did it go?
Did you make that timeline in your notes?
No.
Oh, I was like, I fucking fancy.
I straight up copied and pasted that. This is from the book or the paper or whatever by Susan Sontag, the double standard of aging, and she says men age like wine, women age like milk. So, like, yeah.
That's
like,
sad.
think about it. That's, I mean, this was written in the 70s, but it still holds up, I think.
Yeah.
Like, and a perfect example of this is, like, the Dos Equis, most interesting man in the world. Like, he is surrounded, like, as he ages, he becomes interesting.
Yeah.
Women, as they age, they lose value, and they lose, like, they're not interesting. They're just, they're not great. They're not the same as they were before. So they're aging, but they're not interesting anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, it's like that article you shared with me where it's like leading actors are aging. So like
Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
is like
Tom
50
Cruise
years
keeps getting
old.
older, but like the women who play his love interest stay the same age.
Yeah, or like get even younger. Than even. It's funny. He started out when he was like 19 maybe, and his co-stars were older women. Actually, they were older than him, and they were kind of not necessarily it was hinted at that they were older than him. So he's like this young, boy being seduced by an older woman. So or not boy, but like young man being seduced. And then so it's just like he's always winning. Like a man is always getting the best of all the things. And even though it's an older woman, she's not past the prime. Like, she hasn't had her last fuckable day, quote unquote. That is a great skit if you haven't seen it.
It's so good. From the Amy Schumer show, yeah.
With Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Patricia Arquette, and who else is in it? Fuck.
Someone awesome.
Jennifer Aniston?
Tina Fey, duh. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Jennifer Aniston should have been in it.
Yeah.
But it's like this idea that once you're past 40, you're just like, and this is in movies and even in real life, I suppose.
Yeah.
That once you're past 40, you're past your childbearing age, you're past your like prime sexiness, which is fucking bullshit because women become like sexually more mature in their like late 30s, 40s, and even in their 50s and however long.
Yeah.
So it's pretty insane that is the idea that men just become more interesting as they get older because they have all this life experience, and like women, even though they may have lived just as equally interesting lives, they're not sexually desirable anymore, so that makes them not interesting.
Yeah. Well, like men supposedly get more handsome.
Right.
And it's because they're like, oh, gray hair and whatnot. And then women, like, if you have gray hair, people are like, oh, she's homely.
Yeah.
And so many women dye their hair.
Like, it's ridiculous.
Like, Jane Fonda does not have blonde hair.
No.
But she does have blonde hair.
Yeah.
Like, whoa!
Almost lost the notes.
It's kind of windy.
Yeah, it's breezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, and that's fine. Like, I think it's maintaining a youthful image is like, it's not bad, but it's also like not good either.
But it's like coveted.
It's coveted, yeah.
Yeah.
But Jane Fonda's like,
she looks good.
She's never gonna like look bad. She's kept herself in shape, and and that's another thing is just like keeping in shape too. It's like taking care of yourself versus like trying to look a certain way. Yeah. For whatever reason.
Right.
So, but I thought that was interesting, and I think the example of the most interesting man in the world is pretty spot on. Yeah. But some of these studies I was looking at, though, like some of the women that were interviewed, I was reading sorry, this car's going to go by. I was reading a study that
it's going to be here.
Cited another 2005 study, and I couldn't find the originating study, but it was I think it was a British study where they interviewed a bunch of women, and all the women interviewed were aware that a double standard of aging existed, and they spoke of it as their special responsibility, their duty, and their obligation as a woman to retain high standards of appearance, and that there was no excuse for women to not do so. Otherwise, one forfeited one's femininity, self-respect, and pride. So this goes on to say, at the same time, there's a balance. The physical appearance of older women should not emit or be seen to be emitting any signs of sexual interest or availability.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like such a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
Like you want to age gracefully, but you are not allowed to be sexual in any way once you're past your prime, your expiration date.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's funny because we were talking about, is it Frankie and Grace or Grace and Frankie?
Grace and Frankie?
Yeah.
I
I
love
always
that
want to
show.
say Frankie and Grace, but
Maybe it is.
I don't know why. I don't think that's right. But anyway, that show with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
I read an interview about them, like, into this. It came out, like, in February before they released this most recent season.
Uh-huh.
And it was talking about, like, how they, you know, like, this season they're, like, making vibrators for older women. And, like, they're kind of, like, in relationships. And it's all about talking about, like, masturbation and all this stuff.
They
and
make the yam lube. It's so good. It's a great fucking show.
It is. It's so
funny.
good, yeah.
It's so funny.
June Diane is, like, my favorite.
Yeah.
One of the daughters, not the Brooklyn Decker daughter, the other one.
The other one, yeah.
But yeah, she's so funny, and they were just talking about, like, yeah, normally at that age you're like a shut in, like people like say go away. No one really wants to hear from you unless you can like maintain some semblance of like youth and whatever. And
Right.
so they're really pushing a lot of boundaries with how they're talking about like sex and
I love
being
it.
an older woman and all this stuff. Yeah, it's so good.
Because it's like, it's so sad. Like, a lot of women end up getting divorced when they're, like, in their 60s.
Yeah.
And it's, like, this final act of your life. And it's, like, you're supposed to, give up and, like, roll over and die?
Just
like,
wait to die for
yeah.
like, what, 25 years?
That's fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
you go out and get yourself some hot sex still. Like, fuck that.
And I feel like that, you know, you have all this life experience at that point.
Yeah.
And you have, I don't know, like, that's the time, too, when hopefully you're starting to retire or
Yeah.
you kind of know what you want to be doing. And it's, like, such a nice time to try and find a partner. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of women are probably, like, freaked out by that prospect, but I like the narrative that the Frankie and Grace. What the
Yeah,
fuck
I don't
is it
know.
called?
It's
God
Grace
damn-
and Frankie or Frankie and Grace.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think Grace and Frankie. I think you're right.
I think it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, Grace and
Grace
Frankie.
and Frankie.
It's a good, really good, awesome message that not a lot of I don't remember any other show really except for Golden Girls.
Well, and yeah, I really like that, and this is like very heterosexual, maybe discussion, like talking
Sure.
about like men, because I was gonna say, I like that the men in that series, and not the men that divorce them for each other, but the men that they date, like, aren't trading down for younger women. Like, that's not really like even a topic.
Right.
It's just kind of like, oh, we found each other. I don't know, because that's also something you see societally is like we were talking about, like men always kind of trading down.
Yeah.
And it's just really sad.
Yeah.
Even
That's a really depressing message
yeah,
to send.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's how, like, the world actually is.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think maybe it's starting to change a little bit.
Hopefully.
But I mean, it's just not realistic.
No.
Like, there's plenty of men out there who are in older age who don't want to be with, like, a younger woman. Like,
Yeah.
That's like insulting to men to say that, like, you're this shallow.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I know a lot of older men
Sure.
that are like that.
Yeah,
though, and
I
it's
do
gross.
too. It is gross. Remember when we were on vacation in Hawaii? Okay.
Well, yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
No, we can.
Oh, I don't want to insult your dad's friend.
Well, didn't we insult him that night?
To his fucking face.
My dad and my mom have a friend that lives in Hawaii, and we were like, it was you and me and our friend Jesse were there, and we were on like a cocktail cruise, a sunset cruise or whatever.
Yeah.
And he came with us, and he was like chatting with us, and it was kind of like, you don't need to be here, dude. Like, we're not friends with you. Go hang out with my parents. But I think like maybe they were getting a drink or something.
Yeah, it seemed like he was just you know,
chatting.
trying to be nice and social, which is fine. That's,
Yeah.
You know, we're not.
But then it took a turn to, like, flirtatious. Yeah. And it was like, I think he asked us what we thought about his ponytail.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, he's all, what do you guys think of, like, this hair? What do you call it? And I think one of us said unfortunate because he was, like, bald on the top and he had a ponytail.
Yeah, it was like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
And then one of us said a cul-de-sac.
And we were basically trying not to laugh really hard, and he was definitely offended, and I think he walked away and he didn't talk to us the rest of the time.
Whoops.
But also it's like, ew, you're friends with my dad. Like, we're not interested.
Yeah, and like if you're gonna ask and you're gonna hit on some really, really young women who are more than half your age.
Yeah.
Like, you're swinging for the fences, and you're gonna swing hard and you're gonna fucking miss.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Even if he was like an attractive older man, I still would have been like creeped out. I think. Yeah. That's not for me.
I don't like the predatory older man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very odd to me, and I'm sure there are people that find each other and age doesn't really matter to them because they're very compatible.
Totally.
But I feel like that's really rare. I feel like it's still like usually the older person has a fat bank account.
Yeah.
There's some sort of value exchange. I mean, I don't imagine that, 40-year-old women go around looking for 80-year-old dudes, like, because they're hot for them.
Yeah.
It's like, it's an arrangement in a way. Well,
we both have younger men.
We do, yeah. But not, I mean, it's
not
significant.
Not insane, yeah.
But I will say, I mean,
he keeps me young.
He keeps me young. I'm a woman of the world. I think that's the value Pete saw in me. He was like, wow, she's just so worldly. I don't know. That's not true. I don't know.
You are.
Yeah, no, it's true.
And you're funny. And you're beautiful.
Oh, I'm a package. Oh, go on.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. It was just coincidental. It wasn't like...
Yeah.
That's just who I found, and we, like, clicked, and then it was great.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... I wasn't, like, seeking out a young man.
No. Age is nothing but a number, as Aaliyah said.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah. So I think this is a quantifiable thing that, like, women aging is it is promoted in media. There's studies, multiple studies done over decades and decades. And it's a thing. So that's like what I got for like that portion. What else do you got?
Well, I feel like that's a good segue into this documentary I watched. So it's called The Illusionists, and you can Google it, like Google The Illusionists film, and it's written and directed by this girl, Elena Rossini. She's an Italian, like, filmmaker, and it was supported from the Center for Eating Disorders. Oh. So it's all about, like, female beauty standards, and Elena Rossini did, like, a 7-year study. She traveled all around the world, and she just, like, looked at what the beauty standards were and what was driving them.
In each culture, yeah.
Yeah, in each culture. And, like, a lot of things sync up because the Western world is very influential in terms of, like, films and products and stuff like that. So, you could see that kind of creeping in. But then also there were, each kind of country has its own standards. And it was really interesting to see, like, I don't know. Basically, the whole kind of takeaway from this film is that the beauty industry and, like, consumerism is driving all of these standards and creating them in a lot of ways. Yeah. And they continue to just make women feel like they're not enough, and so they buy and consume, and they're always trying to, like, better themselves in a way. And that's how these industries want it, because if women are content and if they look in the mirror and they're like, oh yeah, no, I like the way I look, they're not going to buy your shit.
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting. And
Wait, can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
Like, like the Dove ads, like where it's like, they're wonderful, beautiful. That same company, like I think it's Unilever, they also own Axe.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, no matter what, like it's all fucking superficial. Even when companies try to market themselves as like conscientious and like feminist, whatever, it's in an attempt to still make money.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I mean, it is like some of the commercials are wonderful and like that's great, but it's also like keep in mind that they are also producing like craptastic like shit as well that is like promoting this like very shitty like Axe is like the epitome of douchebaggery.
Yeah.
And their commercials are horrifying and misogynistic and gross.
Unilever also bought Ben & Jerry's and Slim Fast on the same day.
Yeah.
Like, they made the acquisitions on the same day, and it's like, that's not a coincidence. Mm-hmm. Like, they want you to always feel like you're the one way or the other. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's just like, I don't know, what happened is this documentary kind of took you from like a look at, like the selling of the Western image is a sign of modernity. So like you know, to be really modern and fit in and like people kind of try and adapt this look, and it's having huge impacts on the world. So like in India and in Japan, eating disorders have risen. In India, they didn't exist in the 1990s. Like women, there was no anorexia nervosa. Like women were happy with their bodies, but because now we're more of like a global, like we are Western truly culture, globalized.
Yeah, Western culture has sunk its teeth into like these like the images have like really.
Yeah, and there's just so much like it's really being driven by these companies that are like selling products. They're like, oh, let's go into this country now and let's sell them on this idea. And so it's just really sad. And even oh my God, this was frightening, but in Lebanon, 1 in 3 women in their 30s has had a surgery, like a plastic surgery procedure.
Yeah.
They have bank loans specifically for people
for procedures.
Yeah, like to like beautify themselves. And it's crazy. Like it's changing. They're getting rid of what makes them unique and like their looks, and they all look the same. And it's not necessarily like so much of a Western look. I guess it kind of is, but it's more just they all are getting, their lips plumped, their nose, if they have a bump in their nose, shaved down. So they're all coming out with the same faces. And it kind of, the documentary showed a bunch of women that are like in pop culture, and they all look the same. Like you literally could almost not tell the difference. Fuck. Like unless they have like a mole or something.
Right. Or like in, I think it's isn't it South Korea where they get the lid surgery done where they have, if you don't have a lid crease,
you
can like make, or you like if you have a non-creased eye, like you can create that crease so that it looks more of like a bigger, rounder eye, and
like a European influence.
Yeah, and it's just it certainly takes away like uniqueness and like it's crazy. And then of course like skin whitening is like huge in Asian cultures and like South American cultures, like it's crazy.
Well, and that's what was weird too, because in India, so like skin whitening's a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's like skin lightening and skin whitening. There used to be products that have like an acid in them, but those are supposedly banned. I guess you could still find them, but like the big ads that even have like I forget her name, but she's in Quantico. She's so beautiful, but even she stars in these types of ads over in India. For it's not what they say is it's more it's of just evening a cleanser
evening your skin
and like
tone.
it has sunscreen in it, so there's nothing in it technically that's like whitening your skin. It just is mostly sunscreen so that you don't get more tan or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, that's being sold to people. They even have armpit whitening, and they even have something called Clean and Dry Intimate Skin Wash, which is supposed to whiten your genitals. So it's
my God.
like you can't, like, it's such a thing there, and it's so sad because it's like,
well, people here bleach their assholes.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and of every shade of the rainbow.
But like, it's only because somewhere someone's saying your genitals look gross.
Yeah.
Which they don't. They look like fucking normal genitals.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I haven't seen everyone's genitals, thank God.
There's apparently 5 types of vaginas.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that? Yeah. I was like, which one am I?
I know.
I don't know. I needed a closer look.
I think I know which one I am. I think I'm one of them or another one of them.
You're like a mashup.
I'm like in between, like maybe some days.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm like
if I am dehydrated.
If you're dehydrated, like your labia minora is like, more sucked into your majora. But if you've been like hydrating, it's like a fucking slug.
Oh my God. Oh dear.
Yeah. Well, and okay, so like we're obviously not like. This isn't to say that men don't get mixed up in this too, because especially, I mean, this happened like in the early 2000s. I feel like when the metrosexual was popular, these companies started realizing, shit, like women are only so much of the population. What if we started marketing to men?
We're only half of the population.
Yeah. but they've already kind of penetrated that audience. Like, we are, as women, we're all like, oh yeah, we need to look good.
Yeah.
But men didn't really have the same kind of pressures.
Right. And
so now they're starting to, they've been like, oh, okay, so like in India, they sell this cream now to men. So they call it, so it's Fair and Lovely for women and then Fair and Handsome for men. And they have advertising campaigns with like commercials where there's a guy who's like a little bit darker skinned and the girls aren't talking to him, and then he buys the cream, then he goes to the club and they don't recognize him, but they're like dancing with him and stuff because he's like has lighter skin.
Wow.
It's just ridiculous.
Wow.
And all of this stuff is like fake because, you know, that's not the product doesn't really, I mean, it hasn't been proven to actually lighten skin, and it's like also
there's a ton of stuff out there about, I mean, the skin lightening is like very prevalent in like Caribbean culture and all, like even in the United States too. And I
even
mean,
in France, there's a huge problem.
It's and you know it's because of racism. Yeah, and that's
white colonization of a lot of different places around the world where. That's what they were saying about India. It's like they were colonized, and it's this deep internal racism where you're still thinking you're not good enough because it's so deeply ingrained in your culture.
I'm so glad. I love these like melanin is beautiful like campaigns that like are happening. Like fuck yeah, like it is. Like I'm so ashamed that like. Western culture, like how is that, like in America we have like everything, like I am mixed race, like I can say that because I literally am. I can't even claim anything because I have so much stuff mixed up, but like my skin gets light in the wintertime and dark in the summertime
when you're out in the sun.
Like it's like you can tell like I have some ethnicity, and like it's just I don't know, like it's bizarre. Like it's bizarre, but there's so much deep-seated like I think the colonization thing is like intensely interesting that that's
well, and like these same companies that are selling skin whitening cream or skin lightening products, I guess, in India and in, you know, China or wherever they are also selling us in the US and in Western Europe tanning creams. So it's like you know, like in some cultures it's you want to be as light as you can
because it also shows that you don't work in the sun too. That's another thing. Like,
that's the main driving in most, like in a lot of Asian cultures. It's like I mean in like Japan and stuff, they use umbrellas to actually shield themselves from the sun, and their beauty standard there is to be as pale as possible. So,
and that's ancient, like that's not even
that's been driven from a long time.
And I mean it's a lot of things at once.
It's crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
But yeah, I think basically one of the other takeaways was like the beauty ideal now, no matter where you are, no matter what country you're in, where you live around the world, it's unattainable. Like it's been made so that you never feel like you're good. You never feel like you've reached it, and you're either on one side or the other. I guess like they used Karlie Kloss as an example. Like, great, here's this person who you see in ads that have who seems to have the perfect body, but actually she's so thin that they have to Photoshop more weight onto her so that you can't see her ribs. So like even she doesn't have the perfect body, and that's the other thing, like we're getting remarketed. Talk about anti-aging ads. They airbrush the shit out of all those women.
Yeah.
So you're not even seeing an aged woman. Like you're seeing someone who looks 30, who's 60, and the cream that they're using it's not going to do that.
Your skin is never going to look like that.
Yeah,
because
Jessica
it's not
Lange tapes her neck back.
Yeah.
She could be in an Oil of Olay commercial, but that's not what's creating that effect. It's tape.
Well, and that's the thing. It's this inevitable thing that happens to each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Like, we all age. Our skin's going to sag and get uneven and droop and stuff.
And women get floppy.
And you can stave it. You can absolutely stave it off with with plastic surgery if that's what you want to do. And I don't have anything against it. Like, Botox your face, like, get a facelift, like, whatever.
If you think it looks good.
If
it
that's
looks
what you
weird,
want,
but if you think it looks good.
if that's what you want, you know, you're allowed to do that. But yeah, I think the way though that things are marketed, it's like, this is not real. And that's another thing that I love these days is the anti-Photoshop stuff that that people are doing is good. Like different brands are doing, like I forget which one just did it, but it was like, I don't know, it's like bra and underwear companies, the indie ones that are doing it, like fucking the anti-Victoria's Secret bullshit, like where it's like the women are, they're normal women, and they're like they're not photoshopped at all, and they're beautiful, and it's like this great, like, who fucking needs
it's a body that looks like my body. That makes me want to buy their product more. I feel like. And
like, oh, that person's boobs are like not perfect little, B cups. They're like, they're floppy and weird, and like one's bigger than the other, and like, I don't know, like that's how people's bodies are. Like, nobody except for Nicole Kidman has perfect boobs.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Nicole. Me.
Yeah, you. Mm-hmm.
I have great boobs. But.
See, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, but no one sees them except Pete.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll work on that.
Maybe you can
might just start flashing people.
Yeah, take your shirt off now. There's people driving by. Let the world see them.
Shimmy a little.
You're on top of Mount Olympus.
I'm fucking.
You're Greek.
Yeah.
You're Italian.
Yeah, I am Italian. What's Zeus's wife's name? I'm her.
Hera?
Yeah, but she has another name too, right?
Oh wait.
Let's call myself Aphrodite.
Aphrodite. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. There's so much fake. It's nice that companies are like doing this and are trying to make it better. And in London, they have like a law, so I think there has to be like, if you're an advertiser, you have to issue like one untouched ad, like a cycle or something. Like you have to. I don't know how they've structured it, but they're like, it's becoming a mandate that if you're advertising there, you need to be showing people like the real deal.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. So so then when they were focusing on Japan, they talked about in the documentary, this is so cool to me, and like it's so fucked up also, obviously, but there's this girl group, and they're called AKB48, and it's kind of like Menudo, the band, where they would cycle kids out. Like once you hit like a certain age, you're too old.
Like Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah. So they like cycle new girls in, and they also every June they select the top 16 members who will be the there's like 60 women in this girl group, but they pick the top 16 members every June to be, probably like through an American Idol type thing, to be the faces of the band for that year. So they get to be in the music videos, and they get to be in the magazines and stuff, like representing this group.
That's cool.
And so there was a commercial that was released, and it had come out of nowhere, and there was a girl who was brand new, and they had never done this before, and her name was Aguchi Amy, I think. and people were like, oh, who is this girl? And she was on the cover of this magazine called Weekly Playboy, where they titled her the ultimate love bomb. So it was like, she's the hot shit. Like, look how amazing this girl is. And all the fans were like, oh, she's so amazing. But, like, where'd she come from? And, like, what, like, how did they elect her? And we've never seen her before. And this is weird because we vote on this every June. And so these little girl detectives did research, and they discovered that she was a fucking digital composite of the other prominent members of the group.
Oh my God.
And they, like, had created a fake person that was, like, quote unquote perfect, using one girl's mouth, one girl's eyes, one girl's nose. It was a fake lady, so then they had to, like, fess up to it and be like,
weren't
sorry.
they, like, performing in public or anything?
No, not this one.
Oh.
So I don't know. I guess they must have figured it out pretty quickly.
Whoa, that's trippy.
I know. So they were like, oh. So then the like manager or whatever was like, oh, sorry, yeah, she's not real.
Were they gonna just?
They were just gonna, like, pretend for as long as they could, probably, and just use her in, like, print and commercials because she was in a commercial.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But kind of cool.
Yeah.
Japan's so
I remember
rad.
doing that when I was a teenager, not digitizing, like, the perfect woman or whatever, but, like, I remember, like, going through, like, my, like, 17 magazines or whatever, and, like, literally, like, cutting out, like, the perfect lips and, like, you know, it was creepy in a way, but it was, like...
I think I did that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I love, like, this is what I wish I looked like, and that's sad. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I didn't, like, wish that I looked like that, but I was just like, this is beautiful. Like, I don't know.
But isn't that the thing? like,
Why do I think that, though?
It's, like, perpetual disappointment, because I was, on Friday, Thursday, I was killing time waiting to pick Pete up at the airport, so I went to, like, the promenade in Santa Monica and was, like, shopping, and I saw a dress that was so cute, and I tried it on, and it didn't look right, and I was like, oh, like, I can't wear this.
Fuck.
Because it's not meant for me. I don't know. It's just weird. Like, you think we buy products and we buy clothes and stuff, and we think, oh, yeah, like, Nicole Kidman wears this, I'll wear this, and I'll look similar. And it's like, no, because you look different.
Yeah.
And you're always disappointed.
You know what's the worst, though, is, like, getting older and, like, realizing it. I think we're going to, like... I, like, still have clothes that I, like, wore, like, you know, 5 years ago, whatever, and I, like, try them on now, and I'm like, I look like shit in this. Like, my body is not the same as it was, and I can't wear this anymore, and it's, like, that's depressing. Like, like, getting away from that, like, I'm beyond the point of, like, being upset that, like, I don't have the same body as, you know, somebody I wish I did. Like, that's fucking stupid to, like, feel that way, but it does suck. Yeah. But, like, I think I think now the thing that really disturbs me is how fucking sad I get that something that I wore and looked, you know, fine in however long ago now does not have that same. And it's not about, like, the trend or whatever. It's just, like, what actually is flattering my body now because it's changing. Yeah. Or flattering my face. Like, I can't, like, and I think this is why, like, another thing that is, like, hard for women is, like, and why you when you age, so many things have to change for you. And I think men too, but, like, you have to change your hairstyle because if you are aging and, like, you have a certain, like, women are not allowed to have long hair, quote unquote, which is stupid. That's fucking stupid. Yeah. You just have to style it differently.
You have the Kate Gosselin haircut, like the original. Once you hit 50. Yeah. It's required.
Yeah. Oh my God. No. Nobody should ever have that fucking haircut.
I don't know. I've been thinking that lately because I have curly hair, and I'm like, you don't see a lot of older women with curly hair, and it's unless it's, like, real short and like Midwestern looking. No. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, where it's, like, shaved up the back kind of, and then you have, like, a curly poof on top, and it's like, I'm never getting that haircut.
I could see you having, like, a really chic, like, short bob, like that.
But then I have to, like, but not curly.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, really?
Like, fuck, what's her name? She's, like, French, I think. I don't know.
Oh. I don't know, yeah.
But it has to be styled correctly. So, and this is the great thing about aging, though, is that you learn these things over time, and then, like, I don't know, you become I think women are just, I think they do age like fine wine. Like, women become more beautiful as they age, like, truly, like, because they figure out their bodies, they figure out what works best for them.
They, like, settle into themselves.
They settle into themselves. Like, I was super uncomfortable in my own skin and when I was 20, and I, like, you know, was like, oh, I can't eat that, or whatever. Yeah. And I was just like, there's such a back and forth. Like, you pull yourself in on one side into, like, self-loathing, and then on the other hand, you're like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I am not competing with anybody. I'm married. Like, there's nothing. Now, of course, like, having children, like, will probably change that, but because you will destroy yourself. But
especially your vagina. Mm-hmm. You got to get that reconstructed.
Yeah, but, like, now I have to wear, like, one pieces because I have, like, tons of scars on my stomach from.
You don't have to, though. That's the thing.
Well, I do for, like, sun protection. But like. And they're, like, huge scars. But but that's not what I'm concerned about. Yeah. But, like, my body has scars on it now, and it getting comfortable with that and being okay with that. Like, it's one thing to be like, I don't give a fuck, but it's a thing. So, and I kind of don't give a fuck anymore. But at the same time, it's like, nobody cares. Yeah. I'm not, or I don't care anymore. Yeah. So, I don't know. But there is still a push-pull, for sure.
At this point, I'm just trying to, I wear, like, the least amount of makeup I've ever worn in my life. Yeah. And I am just trying to take care of my skin. Yes. So it's like, I'm like, okay, now I've switched into, because I have like the worry lines are my, like, deepest. Other than these, I think I still look pretty young.
In between
everything else. In between my eyes. Yeah. Like when you kind of furrow your brow in a confused look. That's my thinking looks. People always think I'm confused.
I get that. I have the same thing.
Yeah. But yours aren't like...
They stay.
They're not as deep as... mine are very, like, prominent.
You gotta really moisturize.
Oh,
like,
right
plumps
here?
it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But that's like the... I'm like, oh, man.
You have laugh lines, too, but
it's
they're great.
It's all just gonna be what it is, and you just have to get used to it, because there's no turning back, and all of the collagen and Botox in the world won't make you look like you used to. And the fucked up thing is, too, and this is, like, so sad, is that... Like, my mom dropped a giant box of photos off at my house from, like, high school and stuff, and I was like, oh my god, and I was looking through them. I was so thin, and, like, so, I mean, I, like, looked great compared to now, whatever. I looked young and, like, nice, and, like, I'm like, I was so unhappy, and I thought all the other girls looked so much better, and I, like, was not confident, and I didn't have all these, you know, it's so sad.
That's the irony of aging, is that, like, you'll be like, I like feel fine now, and, like, you'll look back and you'll be like, God, I was so skinny, like, I was super
so thin and young looking,
but you were, like, unhappy.
Yeah,
that's fucked.
It's sad.
It's really sad.
I know, but now I've, like, embraced my curly hair. I feel like, you definitely settle into yourself as you get older. Yeah, it feels nice.
It feels really nice. Yeah. I feel good. I'm the main thing is, like, I'm healthy. Like, I'm a healthy person.
Right.
Like, I'm not like, and that's
it feels good to be healthy.
Yeah. Like, if I want to run a mile, I can run a fucking mile. Yeah. Like, you like, not a lot of people can do that. So embrace the fact that you're healthy, and like, that's, like, where the vitality and the beauty lies. Yeah. So,
and listen to your body
and take care of your skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's what I learned from my mom and grandma.
Yeah.
Grandmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my grandma got, like, Botox and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. She's like a product junkie, and, like, I am that way too.
I am too. Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'll get Botox. Like, she was so cool. But, like, I don't know. Maybe I'll get Botox. I don't have anything against that.
I don't want to look like, I don't want the weird duck lips.
Yeah.
That are, like, really weird. I would maybe get Botox between my eyebrows because it's so deep. But then, I don't know. I just, like, don't want it to then be, like, change my face.
Right.
Where then it's like, oh, there's something weird about you. And I don't want to look like everyone else. And I don't want people to look at me and be like, oh, God. Like, does she think that looks good? Yeah. Because I think that about people all the time.
I think that's, like, like, as plastic surgery gets better and like more
well, and less is more.
Less is more. Yeah.
That is the rule of beauty.
Like you want to look well rested.
Yeah.
And actually, if you get a lot of sleep
and hydrated,
like you can wake up and you can
good.
look at yourself in the mirror and be like, oh wow, I actually look better than I did yesterday because I drank, for 2 days straight or whatever, and I'm not puffy. I'm like actually like my skin doesn't look like shit.
And
whatever.
I got sleep because I didn't have like the alcohol dehydration at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Where I had to get up and chug water.
Yeah, like I got off the plane yesterday from DC, and like the first thing I do is I just moisturize the fuck out of my face, or my whole body.
I have a spray that I use on airplanes.
Too.
Oh yeah, it keeps me moisturized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you get dehydrated as shit, and like the climate's different here too. Yeah. So you don't want your
and the allergens and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It dries you out.
Yeah. So in your 30s, man, just like that's my best advice is just take care of your skin and drink tons of water and use sunscreen so that you don't get skin cancer.
Oh yeah, sunscreen's key.
Yeah.
What's the most fucked up thing you've ever done? I guess what's the most fucked up thing you've ever done to like for a beauty, and what are your tips? Oh, I guess those are your tips for aging.
One of my tips for aging is less is more.
Hydrate,
sunscreen, and sleep. Get lots of sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
or the most like painful or weird.
I mean, I will say like in my like like late teens and like early 20s, I definitely had like eating disorder situations. Yeah. Like not like hardcore, but like I wasn't like bulimic or anything, but I would just like stop eating like for a little while, and that's like it's not what you want to do.
No.
Don't do that.
I did that. Remember when I did Jenny Craig?
Oh my God.
And I was like 124 pounds and I was orange because I only ate carrots.
I remember that. Oh my God.
Yeah. That didn't last that long.
No.
Yeah. I think I just got obsessed. I just got obsessed with like hitting a number.
I remember.
What?
I'm just remembering.
I remember
being orange.
I remember taking a photo in Bass, like when we were working, and then I looked at it after it got developed because we had cameras that you had to get developed.
Film. And
I was like, why is my head so big?
You had that big head situation.
It was so gross.
Yeah.
And then once I saw that, it clicked in my head that was not good, and I gained a ton more, like not a ton of weight back, but eventually I did.
I think you look better than you ever have.
Oh, thank you.
You do.
Oh.
Like you're like.
I've been trying to be healthy.
And that's the main thing is just like eating well.
Yeah.
Drinking lots of water.
Yeah.
And that's it.
We're in our prime now.
We are.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
What about you? What are your tips?
Oh, same. All the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Not eating is the same thing?
Well, I mean, that was more. I was eating. I just was so obsessed about it. Like I was eating probably like 1,400 calories a day. I mean, I was eating but you were Jenny Craig meals.
You were like really monitoring it.
Yeah. I was too obsessed about it, and it wasn't good, and it probably fucked my metabolism up long term.
I just remembered another thing that I did. So there's this tea that you can buy. I don't know.
Diarrhea tea.
Yeah, where you like you fucking just get diarrhea like all day the next day after you drink it.
It's like laxative tea.
It's like laxative tea. Yeah. So I got turned on to it from a friend who I got married the month after my friend Megan, and she probably will kill me for talking about it, but like she's like, try this poop tea, this is what I'm doing. And then so we were just like drinking poop tea all the time, and like because we're trying to like slim down for the wedding, which is so fucking stupid. I actually was like, did
it even happen?
I didn't think I even lost weight. Maybe
you looked.
I look like this, like the same as I always do. I might have lost like 5 pounds, but it was like it was from pooping probably.
It's just like, you just weren't bloated.
Yeah, it was just like water weight. I like fluctuate like 5 pounds like.
Oh, that's normal.
Through the day, yeah. But anyway, that might be. And then maybe getting like LASIK eye surgery.
Oh, yeah.
But that I think is more practical.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've gotten like a Brazilian, I think is like
That's the most fucked up thing.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do they wax like your butt?
Oh yeah. You've never had one?
No, I've never waxed anything.
Oh really?
No.
Oh.
I've never got my eyebrows done.
Or
I've
your pubes?
never had my pubes
dang,
done.
girl.
No.
Yeah. So you think going into the Brazilian, first of all, it was horrifying. I was recommended to this place by a coworker, and this was when I lived in New York, and it was her woman, and I can't remember what her name was, but she had like a really great Russian name, or it was like
Brumhilda.
Oh yeah, or like yeah. I wish I remember her
German,
name,
not
but
fucking Russian. But.
Yeah. I'll have to text her, but anyway, she's like, go see this woman, and it was like Catalia or something,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, and so I made an appointment and I went in and she's like, great, so take off your, she's standing in the room, she's like, take off your pants and your, and I was like, everything? She's like, everything. So I like stripped down while she's standing there, and then she's like, okay, is this your first one? And I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, and you had to like lay down and you do a butterfly with your legs, so like I'm literally
like
laying down with my feet touching and my knees apart, so it's like a butterfly. And she just starts going at it. And then for the butt, I think...
where was she? Like, were you on the edge of, like, was it like being at the gynecologist? Or like...
No, you're not, like, down on the edge.
How
There's no stirrups. Because you're just, like, sprawled butterfly.
Is she, like over you?
Yeah, she just, like, comes... You're just, like, laying on the table with your legs out, like, your knees out, and she just comes over and starts doing her thing. And I was like, oh, my God. And... it wasn't that bad. I can't remember how she did the butthole, but it like
did you have to like lift your back?
I think I left a leg. I think I lifted like a leg up. And she just opened it up and got in there, and I thought the butt would hurt the most. It didn't. The part that hurts the most, because a Brazilian, they remove everything. Like you can leave a little strip if you want. The part that hurts the most is like the hood. Yeah, like the top.
Fucking God.
The top. Oh. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, oh my God. I think I got it done like twice or 3 times. And I don't know why, because I don't like being hairless.
Yeah, it's weird. You're like, I'm not a child.
It was because I think the other girls were like,
you were born with a full crotch of pubes.
Yeah, I've always had a full crotch of pubes. So, it's hard for me to be hairless.
You just want to know what it's like sometimes.
Yeah, like I was like, what's it like when most people are born? What did their lady bits look like?
I think when I was like a teenager, or like in my 20s. Sorry, I feel like I have like dried spit on my face. I think I like shaved all my pubes, which was like that was the thing to do.
So itchy when it grows back in.
I know, but that's it.
Yeah,
like, I was like, I don't know, I'm pretty low maintenance, I guess.
Same.
But I know men and women who get regular Brazilians.
Yeah. I mean,
and good for them.
It's fine, yeah. If that's what your partner likes, or you like specifically, I guess. If it's first and foremost what you like.
If you don't want that Billy Goat Bush.
Oh, man. Pete texted me a picture. He was in Chicago this week, and it was of a place called Billy Goat Tavern. Like, that's good.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
All right.
Well, I don't know.
I think we're done.
I don't think I have anything else. It's all fucked up, guys.
Yeah. I know. This was like an hour-long rant.
I like it.
It was good, yeah. Now we're going to go surprise our friend.
Yay! I'm so excited.
Because it's his birthday.
Yeah.
And his cool wife's throwing him a birthday party.
Yeah.
I don't know if they listen, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll ask them. Like the first thing when I saw DJ's parents, are you guys fans?
Yeah.
Do you want to shake my hand?
They're like, uh-huh.
Yeah, they're like, we listen once.
Yeah, we just love you girls.
Yeah. Sometimes you just shouldn't listen.
All right. Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Or should we say, listen?
Yeah, follow us on
social meds. At DTFU Podcast on Instagram and Twitter.
Yep.
And you can just find us on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions for other episode topics, send us an email at dtfupodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yay!
Yay. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Tell your friend. Oh, last week we were like, tell your friend.
Take off your clothes.
Billy Goat Pubes.
All right. Bye.
Bye.